Michael Wisman here. I'm joined by Daisy Wisman. See if the filter. Oh, see your little nose there. And Lenny Wisman. He's off to the side here. They're both tucked in. It was nice and warm this morning for us, and then all of a sudden right now it got chilly. So all three of us are all tucked together on the couch right now, ready for the epilogue, the final issue in Volume 1 of Absolute Superman. So for those who don't know, this is the first volume of a new series. This is not the traditional Superman. This is a new take on it. So if you're new to comics or want to jump in somewhere, this is exactly where you start. You can buy this, the hardcover and paperback, at local comic shops, Barnes & Noble, Amazon. Beyond that, I'm not totally sure, but wherever they sell new books. Ooh, issue 6 is titled Son of Smallville. And this time they finally did the S-O-N. Because all throughout this, there's been like S-U-N, S-O-L, S-O-N, all these sun, solar references. So we got Jason Aaron, writer. Oh, different artist. Carmine Di Giandomenico? Carmine or Carmine Di Giandomenico. Ulises Arreola, still on colors, colorist. Becca Carey, letterer. Oh, this is interesting. Rafael Sandoval and Ulises Arreola still did the cover. So this cover you're looking at right here, this is issue 6. We have a Superboy, crash landing presumably into Smallville. And so that was by the team that did the first 5 issues. I wonder why the new artist for issue 6, but I'm willing to give them a shot. And here's the cover. Oh, it looks so good. See, Superboy presumably took out that chunk of the billboard and he's crash landed. He's got his... So as we've learned throughout this series, spoilers, by the way, if you're jumping into this episode, or I keep saying episode, issue, and you didn't watch or read the first 5 issues, spoilers. But we've since learned that his suit is actually an AI spacesuit designed and made by his mom and a little bit by his dad. And I'm curious though, why are all these people, like, why are they all literally guns drawn on him? Did he... I mean, is it as simple as like, oh, it's an alien and we need to be scared, or something fell from the sky and we need to be scared? Or I wonder, the pessimist side of me, A.R. Zora Shed 9225 said hi. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to issue 6, Absolute Superman. The pessimistic part of me wonders if he, the crash did more damage than what's shown here. But anyways, I keep doing that where I get excited and like jump ahead. So let's just get into it. Deep space 6 years ago. Ooh. When my family's rocket lifted off from Krypton, we had no idea where we were headed. Oh no. So on Krypton, on Absolute Krypton, the planet was ruled by the Science, what's it called here? League? Or what's it called? Yeah, the Science League ruled, and they were the scientists, the smarty pants, but not really. They were just the people that like conformed the most to the AI that they were using to like store all the knowledge. And they were very selective and specific. They had a very fixed mindset. They thought they were the best and knew everything, and that their approach towards everything was the best. Which, as we learned, maybe they didn't necessarily believe that wholeheartedly, but they acted like they did. When Krypton would have benefited from a non-fixed mindset. Basically someone who's open to suggestions and solutions and answers, people like the elves. But because of that, Kal-El reveals to us that. So, sorry, I know I just cut off the reel for the second time, but because it reminded me of something earlier, that they specifically didn't really explore space on Absolute Krypton. They really just stuck to like planetary stuff. They didn't explore space. I guess that's it. So Cal says he's basically confirming that, and what's terrible is now that he's lost in space, they don't know. He doesn't know what to do, and like the Kryptonian technology doesn't know what to do because that was never a priority of Kryptonian culture. Oh no! 8 days since Krypton exploded. My parents always said we would find our way to a new home together. Poor baby. So Soul this entire time is just scanning for planets, like anywhere to land. So he doesn't know. So they don't know. In Absolute Superman, there was no Earth destination. There was no, oh, if you go to Earth, you're gonna be Superman. It was, oh my God, Krypton's exploding. No one will listen to us. We need to get out of here. I wonder how that's gonna play into him discovering he gets powers. 8 weeks since Krypton exploded. Oh no, his hair's growing. He's just sitting in the pod. 8 months since Krypton exploded. Well, I flew on alone across seas of endless nothing. See, this is what I was worried about. The One Piece Israel. Yo, what's going on? I love One Piece. This is what I was talking about in issue 5 when I said, "Oh, I'm so worried for Kal-El," because this is exactly what I was worried about: is him drifting alone in space and like suffering because his hair's growing long, he's suffering, he's losing his mind. I don't know why Soul's not interacting with him more. Presumably, he's just scanning. 17 months, 14 days since Krypton exploded. So on Earth, obviously, there's 12 months in a year. So this is over a year since the planet exploded. Okay, we do get Soul talking to him. Kal-El, you have not consumed your daily allotment of rehydrated protein slurry. Ugh. Oh, so Kal-El's pretty smart. He's doing the math in his head about like how fast they're going, blah blah, and he's figuring they've gone about 9 million light years away from where Krypton was. How many habitable worlds have we found? How many? 0, Cal. The answer is 0. 9 million light years. Nowhere to land, nowhere to live, nowhere. Oh, to the tiniest degree I can imagine, because growing up there was this freeway near me that like, since like nowadays if you were to go on this freeway, it's many lanes, lots of ins and outs, yada yada. But at the time when I was a kid, when I was as old as little Kal-El, excuse me, it was 1 or 2 lanes each way, and it was awful. Nothing to do, nowhere to stop. Signs everywhere warning you, make sure you have gas, don't leave your air conditioning on too long if it's hot outside. Like if you get stranded, you're going to be stranded here until someone can come and physically get you. So that feeling, but amplified from however many miles to 9 million light years of that sinking sensation of he hasn't been able to pull over for fresh air, so to speak, even like mentally, for over a year. 17 months and 14 days. That's 1 year, 5 months, and 2 weeks. That's almost a year and a half that he hasn't been able to pull over. He's still on the road trip, and now he's losing it. And I think the last thing he saw besides nothingness was here. I think we could even go back. The last thing on issue 5. Sorry if I forgot to recap how issue 5 ended. I usually do that, but I just got so excited. Um, yeah, issue 5 ends with him being blasted off into space, and then the quick little teaser for Smallville. So the last thing that he saw before being stuck on the worst road trip ever was everything around him blowing up and dying. And he doesn't know, we don't know if anyone else survived that yet. Steffelson says, I'm not sure why a romance movie like Magic Mike XXL would need to be in 3D, but I guess I'm about to find out. Me and a bunch of my homies are going to see it in IMAX theater tonight. Oh, nice. Have fun. So IMAX I know is the giant theaters, and now they got 3D, and then Magic Mike is the movie with like the stripper dancer guys, right? So I mean, if you like dancing, that's gonna be a crazy experience. The best 3D movie that I've ever seen in theaters, like 3D, was Avatar, the first one, like James Cameron, right? James Cameron, Avatar, the one with the blue people, the Navi. Uh, that movie in 3D was awesome. The worst IMAX experience I ever had, alternatively, was The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. When that came out, my cousin, I went with my aunt, uncle, and cousin to see it at their movie theater because they had an IMAX theater. And that would have been awesome, except that my cousin, for some reason, insisted, like, oh, we got to get the best seats for IMAX. And I'm not exaggerating. He picked either the first row or the second row. I think it was the first row because I don't remember anything in front of us. You could kick your feet. And this wasn't even like tiered like it is now. So the first row of IMAX for Lord of the Rings, I didn't even see the movie. It was like one of those, like, you know, the optical illusion of like a barcode or whatever, and then if you like look at the barcode all like slanted, you could read it. That, except that if there was no illusion and the trick was only on me because I was an idiot thinking that I could watch an IMAX screen point blank with my neck like that. So I saw Lord of the Rings Two Towers opening weekend. Couldn't talk about it with anybody for a week and a half because I didn't know what was going on. I had to wait until I could go see it again, I think with my dad or somebody in a regular movie theater. And I just remember being like, this place is way better. Not to knock IMAX. IMAX is great. My cousin was just silly. I love him and I miss him. Shout out, Seth. Love you. All right, so back to the world. So, not the world, the universe's worst road trip, space trip. Cal space is beyond vast, but the statistical probability is quite high that other life-bearing planets. You can keep going if you want, but just let me out. That's what I was talking about, getting that urge to like step, just take a break and step out on a long road trip. I do not comprehend. You realize you could not survive outside my protection. It's okay, Soul. You did your best. Don't worry about me. Just drop me up here. Right in that big yellow sun. Boom, boom, boom. You know I can't do that. The last vestige of the house of El, and the last son of. Wait. Soul, why is it so hot in here all of a sudden? I'm burning up, Soul. Turn around, get us away from that star. Scanning. Yeah. Life sustaining world detected. So Soul found Earth, but as he's trying to land, it's burning up, and Superman is burning up too. Oh, what a callback. So we get our first real good look at the Kents. And our introduction to them properly here mirrors our introduction to the elves on the farm waiting for rain. Why does that make me like feel nervous, like a pit in my stomach? Because it didn't go well for the elves. Is it gonna go well for the Kents here? Must be nice having a job where you get to be wrong more times than not. True. True. Must be nice. A gully washer. I don't think I've ever heard that term. Oh, okay. Sorry. Speaking of forgetting to mention stuff from issue 5, since I was so excited to get in issue 6, the epilogue. I did look up ad astra per aspera means roughly to the stars through struggle, or through struggle to the stars, or something like that. Basically, like a perseverance to overcome, to reach space. So obviously that had tied in, that was for issue 5. That had tied into the L's quest to just reach space through struggle. That was their goal. And in that essence, or I'm sorry, not in that essence, in that context, they were successful. They got mostly off the planet. They got their son off the planet and away. So, like, on paper, it's a win, but man, it feels rough. At what cost? Lazarus. Drones flying over our fields every morning. Lazarus Core is keeping it from raining on us, John, because we won't sell. Ooh. Oh my gosh, how funny. Call back to issue 1 or issue 2 when I was talking about the heli tank. Um the tank chopper, like it's a tank but has like the blades of a helicopter. So Jonathan says, Martha, we both know such a thing ain't possible. And Martha says, they got tanks that fly like helicopters, Jonathan. And she's like motioning. Dang, Martha, I vibe with you. For real. Like, Jonathan, lock in, be so for real with me right now, because you're telling me they can't use their drones to keep the rain away, but they can send flying heli tanks everywhere. Like, Jonathan, what are you talking about? I seen this one video about these pits of theirs that'll make you younger for $1 million a minute. Boom, boom. They say the fella owns the company may be way over 100 years old. Oh my gosh. I am so slow to pick up on these things sometimes. Have any of you guys noticed this yet and didn't tell me? Lazarus Core, worldwide bad guy organization, pits of theirs that'll make you younger for $1 million a minute. Fella owns the company, maybe over 100 years old. Lazarus Pit. Raz Al Ghul, Raish Al Ghul, Rais Al Ghul. I forget. There's like a proper way to say it, but I probably got it wrong every time. My point is, absolute Raz Al Ghul is behind the Lazarus Core, probably, right? It's so obvious now that I'm like sitting here, like, how did I not see that? Farm that's been in your family for 4 generations. When you asked me to take your name, you said there'd been Kents fighting for what's theirs in the Flint Hills since they first stubborned their way west. And what'd I say? You sounded like you'd been a Kent all your life and didn't know it. Oh. Whoa. Okay, so as the Kents are commiserating together, trying to figure out what they're gonna do to get through this life, as we all do. Boom! Impact. Soul and Superman have arrived on Earth. So Superman's walking out of the flames screaming, and Soul's telling him, I regret to inform you that my energy cells have become quite depleted. I must power down now for a brief. Oh, how cool. So this shot of Superman, like Soul is now powering off and fizzing out, and Superman's landing. I mean, not landing. He's on his knees, and if you have your copy, you could look a little bit closer. But the soul and fire and everything looks like wings. And remember how at the end of issue 3, Martha said, Angel, where did you go? Fly back to me, my sweet angel boy. Sweet angel boy. 3 issues later, the reveal. I know, Lenny, can you believe it? Just kidding. I know it's because you're sleepy, baby. Oh, and also this that obviously the whole time we've been reading it, Super Krypton and now yada, we just read it in English, but he's speaking in Kryptonian. I was about to say Kryptonese, and I was like, that's not right. Kryptonian. And they're like, my God. What an introduction. Also, what is interesting. Sorry, I'm looking at him. So, like, now that Soul's powered down and he's, like, passed out, he still has, like, stuff on, like, some sort of clothing. And I was wondering, like, what is that? Because it's not his suit, it's not his, like, jumper that I liked before. So I'm thinking that it's the Soul suit, what it looks like powered down. So it's just kind of almost like segmented metallic plates on him. It's just a boy who fell out of the sky on fire. Where did his ship go? It's like he absorbed it. Oh, I was so caught up with the wings. I guess if you kind of look at the coloring here, thank you, Ulises Arreola, for the heavy lifting right here. You can see sort of his ship behind him being absorbed into him as Soul's powering down. Man, Martha's smart. She noticed that, like, I didn't even notice that, like, I inferred it because Soul is the ship, is the suit. But I mean, she noticed right away without knowing anything. I had 5 issues to notice. Martha's sharp. Stay away from it, Martha. We were standing here a minute ago asking for a miracle. I asked for rain, not no dead boy. He was covered in flames, but look at him now, not even burned. What more evidence do you need? Don't you know an angel when you see one? Soul would be silent for weeks while I drifted in and out of consciousness, every part of me afire. 160-degree fever. That ain't even possible. What are we supposed to do when he dies? Oh, so weak and yet somehow so strong. Martha, get back. He's turning the bed apart. Then we'll get another one. Go fetch me some of that soup. Aw, Martha's already turning into a mom. In only the course of a couple weeks. Like, every time an obstacle arises, her first instinct isn't like, oh no, or it's like, yes, and. Yes, my angel baby is strong enough to break a bed, and what are we gonna do to help him? Yes, my angel baby is floating in the middle of the air unconscious, and what are we gonna do to help him? That's like such a mom thing. That's so cool. Also, though, I'm a little worried for her because there's a drip of like religious fanaticism in it. Because she's like, "Do you believe now, Jonathan? He's an angel." And it's like, he's Kryptonian, sis, but we'll get there. Didn't understand a word of the language. Closed my eyes and I was still on Krypton covered in lava. When my eyes were open, all I wanted was to cry, but something kept burning away my tears. Oh, what a cool panel. Switchlock says hi. Hey, Switchlock. We're on issue 6 of Absolute Superman. Check out this panel of him trying. So, this is him trying to cry. But every time he opens his eyes, he's so supercharged that the heat vision comes out. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get close enough here, but on your copies, look closely. The way that, what was the new artist's name again? Carmine Di Gian Domenico did the face is so cool because he fully rendered like the arms and everything, but the face and the hair is all like one black silhouette with just the circular eyes like glowing. And of course, Ulises Arreola, what does he do? Make it pop, baby. So cool. I also wonder, I made a joke earlier, but I do wonder about Ulysses heavy carrying some of this art. Um, I'd have to see the pencils and inks, obviously, but like the same one right here, the panel I was just talking about. If you look at the heat vision, it doesn't appear to be drawn in. It seems almost like an after effect made with coloring. So maybe the original drawing could have just been an outward ripple effect from the eyes. Like, how's he doing it? He's got his right arm like this and his left arm like this. Yeah, so like this, and like a ripple effect out. And then I don't know if it was for clarity or what, but we get a little bit more of the actual streakiness of the coloring. So I see you. I see you, Ulysses. Thank you. Swishlock says, "Whoa, that's amazing. Nice." He's been through something awful to get here, you can tell. Oh, John, yeah, Jonathan Kent. And what about us and what we've been through? We're gonna lose this farm if we ain't out there getting something from those fields. John, I love you, but we've already lost it. You know that. But just maybe we can still save him. And who's gonna save us from him if he opens them red eyes of his again? Because maybe you see Gabriel blowing his horn when you look at this boy, but all I see is Martha, get back! Very what's that movie? Brightburn, I want to say. It's kind of like, imagine if the Superman story, but the kid is like by nature evil. So, nature versus nurture. Like the new James Gunn Superman movie, the take on it in that movie is that the nature of Kryptonians may not have been so as altruistic as it appeared, but the nurturing of the humans, the Kents, taught Superman, right from wrong. Um, so in Brightburn, it's kind of like well, what if the opposite, or what if? Well, I guess actually it's the same kind of thing, but if the opposite result happened, so the kid ends up with the family, and the family means well and try to take care of him, but his like alien nature and whatever he's got going on. I've only seen the movie like once or twice. Um, But basically, his nature overcomes that nurture, and he's crazy, psycho, crazy. And then, of course, if you've read or watched The Boys, Homelander, and like his birth in either of those versions, it's giving the similar kind of energy right here. So I hope that's not the case. I hope Absolute Superman gets it together. I don't want these poor Kents to end up like, oh, I'm not, no spoilers, but if you know, you know, the dad from Brightburn. He played Roy from The Office, but the dad in Brightburn, oh no, I can't handle that again. Swishlock says, yeah, Brightburn. Basically, yeah, they couldn't change his original nature. Oh, I know. Good movie, but also, oh. So Superman takes off out of here. I'd torn through a house and fields in some sort of town before I even realized I was running. Somehow running so blindingly fast that the world around me was a blur. Me, Kal-El, slowest, clumsiest kid in all the Redlands. This was a strange alien world. What was this land of surreal horror where Soul had stranded me? I would come to learn it was a place called Kansas. I'd flown 9 million light years, yet somehow impossibly I was home. Also, look, we get a good shot of what I was talking about, Soul. I assume this is like the powered down look of Soul, where it's just kind of the segmented plates around him. Swishlock said, so basically his powers just began manifesting. Yeah, so if you're just joining now, Absolute Superman issue 6, we're getting to his, I guess, the not technically his origin story, because we actually finished his origin story from Krypton, but the origin story of Superman arriving to Earth is this issue. And so, yeah, the way his powers have been presenting is he leaves Krypton, no powers at all, but his suit, the technological suit his mom designed, can do a lot of crazy stuff. But he himself, biologically, nothing. Slow kid. And then the what triggers the powers is proximity to the our yellow sun, and as they're entering the atmosphere of Earth is when it full on he basically just explodes into flames, and it's not fully clear if it's him or the ship. um but yeah, then after that, while he's in and out of consciousness, like in a coma, each of his abilities is kind of manifesting. Like we've seen super strength, super like resilience and vulnerability, I guess. Flight, heat vision, super speed, super hearing. Hasn't been confirmed here yet, but earlier in the series, he also has ice breath, X-ray vision, and like I said, soul. The suit can do a lot of stuff. So yeah, this is all happening for him very quickly, and he says, "Where the sun made me want to claw the skin from my bones." So this doesn't feel good for Superman. This feels really bad. So he just had a year and a half pure mental torture, and now he's just had a several week long physical torture. So let's see how he feels when he catches his breath for the first time 2 weeks later. Okay, so it looks like he's helping out on the farm. Oh, so still 2 weeks later after he woke up, and they still can't fully communicate because so Jonathan's talking and talking out loud, but about his broken down tractor, and as Kal-El's walking by, he just kind of sees what's going on, picks up the tractor and keeps it going. Also, he kind of looks like post time skip Aaron Yeager from Attack on Titan. But Jonathan says, I know you don't understand a single damn word I'm saying, boy, but I need to say this anyway. Hell, if I can wrangle the words. Thank you for what you've done for us, you amazing angel. Thank you for saving Martha. You saved my Jonathan. You helped him remember who he is. That man would have made one hell of a father. Without the farm, she wouldn't have nothing left to mother, and well, I didn't think she could stand losing no more babies. I didn't think she could stand losing no more babies. Like, so the implication being maybe they tried to have children and couldn't. Something happened biologically, or even if it's just an analogy or like a metaphor, um, like we've lost so much in this life. If we lost this farm, it'd be like losing a baby to her. So thank you for coming along before that happened, because I don't know if she would have been able to withstand one more loss like that. Poor Martha. Hang in there, Martha. It's only issue 6. Damn. But I know a farmer's boy when I see one. I know you can hear. Oh, how cool. I mean, I don't know if she's saying it just because Jonathan or she means it because it is true. So Jonathan says, I don't know what you are or where you come from, and I ain't never heard no language sounds nothing like the one you speak, but, and Martha interjects, but I know a farmer's boy when I see one. So like I was just saying, that could, just be as simple as, oh yeah, you're a great fit around here. But he is a farmer's boy. Remember, his mom wasn't like exactly a farmer, but she would help the farmers and taught him how to do stuff like that, and the dad. So like how interesting that culturally they're not able to talk, but just the physical signal, the what do you call it, body language and stuff that she's picking up on. I wonder if she can actually tell, like, oh, this kid like has a little bit of like wherewithal of like farming. I hadn't considered that because that is true, but oh, cool. And I know you came here searching for something. Might just be it's the same thing we was looking for too. And I just hope, well, I hope we can maybe find it together. Me too, Martha. Oh my gosh, that's how I feel about reading comics on stream right now. Is like I don't know, what brought you guys here to initially hang out and read this with me and talk and hang out. Um and if it's any of the same, reasons I'm here doing it, I just hope that we can, find wherever this journey leads together. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, of course the spit in the water at the end here. There's a Lazarus course sign. Future site of Lazarus Course Super Farm, another Smallville miracle. Lazarus means progress. Gross. Oh, no wonder. Okay, so I'm not so foolish earlier when I said Kryptonian, but then I wanted to say, is it Kryptonese? Ah, I don't know in the original continuity, but in absolute, it is Kryptonese because it says, just relax, translated from Kryptonese. Listen to the engine. Let it tell you how it needs to be fixed. Just like mother taught you clear. Oh no. Kal-El's trying to focus on repairing farm work because his mind just keeps like ruminating on what happened. Ruminating is like negative dwelling on something. So he said he's thinking the smell of lava melting flesh, glow of green rot. You told that girl on the ship it would be okay. Also, funny they mentioned that girl because I mentioned in that issue too that when I look at too much into things, I was like, oh, could that be absolute Supergirl? I don't know because now that's twice she's gotten a mention. Oh, we got Soul finally rebooting. Oh, but before I move on, so Cal trying to physically work and help others to get past his own mental hangups. Some good advice. You know, another good thing that helps if you're having a hard time up here? Reading comic books, especially with friends, family, puppies. Even if all your puppies fall asleep on you. Oh, gosh. Soul? Cal be warned, I fear the system's yellow sun may supercharge your Kryptonian cells in wildly unexpected ways. You don't say. I've also managed to review all available history of this planet. It is called Earth, and its human civilization is quite young, barely a few thousand. Boom. I need you to download whatever language these people speak. Then shut up for a minute while I clear my mind. So, Soul remanifests as like the suit that we know, without the cape, but like this suit. And Superman is trying to learn, Kal-El is trying to learn, English. So Jonathan comes out and says, is he trying to fix that hunk of junk? I ain't even been in town for the part yet. Boy, breakfast! Like calling him over breakfast. And Martha says, would you stop calling him boy like you're in a Tarzan movie? That ain't no decent name for. And he says, hello. Like Kal-El. Hello. My name is Kal-El. I fixed your tractor. My God. Kal-El. Such a lovely name. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Kal-El. I'm Martha Kent. This is my husband, John. Kent. Cal, I detected some manner of remote drones operating in the skies above with apparent weather influencing capabilities. Oh, Martha, you are so vindicated. What's the word? I'm spacing right now. You were right, girl. It was those damn drones trying to kill your farm. I took the liberty of disabling them. Hello, counts. See, Jonathan, stop doubting her. Oh, shit. Things are about to go sideways, guys. It rained for 3 days straight. Like the clouds were making up for lost time. The Lazarus Corps Homeland Security tip line got 2 tips. Oh, maybe it's the one tip? I don't know. Someone drove by and tipped them off saying there's an immigration violation. Oh no. The Kent farm is immediately like overrun by peacemakers and like all their technology. Remember when me and Martha were vibing about the helitanks? Bastards, dude. Look at this full takeover of the property. Ooh, they're slamming Kal-El into the tank. He's just a child. You Lazarus goons, get the hell off my... Simmer down, paw paw. Jonathan! Dang, Jonathan pulled out his gun to try to help, and the peacemakers are manhandling him. The boy's got no ID and no work permit. We're taking him in for processing. The little fella's stronger than he looks. Ugh. Cal, I cannot allow you to be taken by these men. Okay, this might be a little too real right now, but as of recording this, 2025 November in America, this is like right now, a lot of people feel differently about this, but I don't feel good about it at all. There's an agency in America right now called ICE, ICE, and they're supposed to be about immigration enforcement. That's the idea. Okay, so on paper, it can sound good. You don't want, if you have a controlled area anywhere, you want to be able to control that area and have good people come in. Bad people, you don't want them in, or if you want them in, you want to be able to be like, okay, well, come in here acting a certain way, whatever. But the way it's working in reality right now is a lot like this, where it's just a bunch of bullies showing up with full authority, full power, seemingly out of nowhere, and a lot of people are coming forward with these personal stories going on right now in real life of like they're just living day to day. Some people are trying to do the right things, like trying to follow the right procedures, and this group is still just intervening. And, not all of us have a Superman in those circumstances. How terrible. Well, Soul is not going to let this happen. Let's see what Soul does. Why are they doing this, Soul? Because we do not belong here. Talk to them. Tell them who we are. Tell them about Krypton. I cannot do that. My mission is to protect you. Easy. Tell them we have nowhere else to. Kal-El, son, please, go. Oh, poor Cal. Before I go to the next page, he's just so desperate and still so young. Like, I remember that feeling, like desperately thinking if you could just explain enough to someone, they would understand. And a terrible realization is that sometimes some people just can't understand some things. Or maybe they need something that you don't have or can't offer to understand something. So this was a great way to show his youth here. Jason Aaron is a really good writer. To show his youth as he just desperately is trying to explain to them, like, I'm a good guy and I'm here for good things, but he doesn't understand, like, even if they fully knew, fully believed him, fully everything, they don't care. They're not here for any of that. They're here for him. They're here for bad reasons. Poor baby. And then so he's looking at John and Martha Kent, like, what do I do? Kind of, and they both tell him, like, get out of here, go. Oh. I'd spent months weeping for Krypton, for everything I'd lost, but that day the tears were different. I wept for the world I'd found, the one I could already tell I wouldn't be able to save any more than I had the last. Cute. He's flying. I repeat, subject is airborne. No, not in a plane. Not a plane, not a bird. It's Superman. For almost 5 more years, I would run to other farms far away, to factories and mines, cities where the people were piled on top of each other like trash, and islands where you could stay for days and never see another soul. But nowhere stayed safe, not for long, and no place felt so much like home as the home that might have been. Oh. Now, Smallville, Kansas. Okay, so back to current time, and we know that Superman's trying to get there. So let's see. Oh, Lois Lane has somehow tracked Superman to Smallville, or at least she's at the senior facility where Martha is currently at. Cap Liv says, "What's up? What's up, Cap? We're on issue 6 of Absolute Superman, the epilogue for last last Dust of Krypton. And man, it's ramping up." Switchlock says this story runs deep. Definitely. So Lois is in Smallville looking for Martha, and she's flashing her Lazarus ID. You might say I'm a friend of the family. She's in our memory care unit. Lovely woman, sad story though. The Nevada desert, Lazarus Quarry development. Then all the pieces are in place. So we got Brainiac, absolute Brainiac, communicating with somebody. Deliver what you promised me, and you ensure your place in the world that is coming. Servant of the higher cause. Lazarus pit deactivating. Yup. So say we all. Once the Superman kneels at the feet of his holy father, Ra's al Ghul. We got absolute Ra's al Ghul. What? What a twist, too, to be the big bad behind, like, most of Superman's problems and villains right now. So typically you would expect Batman, like Ra's al Ghul to be going with him. But Superman going up against Ra's al Ghul in this world, and him being like what do you call those people that own like everything? I don't know. Bad guys? No. Anyways, cool twist. And then he's got his like acolytes that have these kind of like cyclops or like mono-ocular kind of designs. Actually, is that a robot? Oh, those might be robots. I thought they were like people, like followers, acolytes, like in robes with just masks. But if you look at their joints, like look at the elbows and stuff. Those kind of look like articulated robots or androids. Huh. Absolute Superman, Last Dust of Krypton, Epilogue, Son of Smallville. Superman created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster by special arrangement with the Jerry Siegel family. Oh, thank you guys for sharing Superman with the world. All right, like I said in issue 5, now that we finished, check it out, variant cover gallery. So if you have your copy at home, and I think this is also in the paperback version as well, they have all the variants for the first 6 issues, and Absolute Superman number 4 variant cover by David Talaski. That's the variant that's the cover they chose for this right here for the hardcover on the inside. And then something I said I wanted to look at with you guys when we finished all this was the artwork, because the artists will oftentimes do like design work or sketches or stuff we get to see. Yeah, Absolute Superman character designs by Rafael Sandoval. He was the artist from issues 1 through 5 and this cover for 6. Oh, how cool! I love it. Look, his sketches for Superman. There's like, the main one we know now. Here's some alternative takes. Not really feeling this one, but I do like the cape swishy. And then, oh, look, the one I kept talking about. This is a little bit different take on it. But the jumpsuit when he's a kid, and here's like with a little bit more tech. That's so cool. I get, like, I was about to say, it would have been cool to see young Kal-El with more tech like that, like just playing with technology and understanding it. But I do see how that would clash storyline wise, because they really wanted the emphasis of his technological stuff to be Soul, the AI thing that his mom made. So I think good narrative decision to limit how much technology he had outside of that, but just design wise, that looks awesome. And then the Kryptonian citizens. Obviously, this was maybe one of the earlier takes before they were like the lower class people, because this is like more traditional, high class, high fashion, low saturation Kryptonian fashion. That's so cool. This would be a sick cosplay to see, like just people dressing up in these outfits. Oh, good. We got one more page. Oh, what a reveal! Spoiler. Spoiler for me too, because they haven't shown this whole thing for him yet. But we get two more Superman alternate designs, Laura's early design, Peacemaker soldier design, and boom, 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 absolute brainiac. Look at him down there with the green and the cyborg legs. Dude's built like Clone Wars Darth Maul. How gross. He's got like, okay, so we got the three Brainiac circles on his chest, kind of like an Iron Man suit. He's got one in his head, a partially exposed brain, robotic legs, a big old circle in his gut, circles in his knees, and then his arms kind of have techie stuff that a little bit looks like Soul when it was powered down. Because I'm still not clear if Brainiac is Kryptonian or not. So they keep hinting that he's definitely alien, but we don't know that he's Kryptonian. Anyways, Lara looks awesome. The Peacemaker soldiers, they're jerks, but they look awesome. It'll be a sick cosplay too, sick figure. And then, oh, teaser, all in, absolute Batman. I'm caught up on this series. I haven't read it on stream, but I've read the first 13 issues of this as of this recording. Great. Very hardcore and way more brutal than I expected. And I don't just mean like, oh, Batman's brutal. Yeah, that's the first couple issues. And then after those handful of issues, Batman gets brutalized himself a lot. So, really cool series, but very intense. Now, this is one I'm super excited for. Absolute Wonder Woman. And I have volume 1, the paperback, good to go. So, if anyone's interested in reading that with me, keep joining, keep hanging out. But for now, we finished it. Absolute Superman, volume 1, Last Dust of Krypton. What do you guys think? I like it. Issue 1, 2, and 3 were definitely the slow thing, and then 4, 5, 6 was the launch off. Now that I've read all 6 issues together and I'm thinking on the whole book together, it would have been nice to get a little more cohesiveness or maybe a little more answered already in terms of like Brainiac or, well, I don't know. I feel like I have that feeling for a lot of the stuff in the series, so I don't want to just list everything, but I guess I want more answered, and normally that would be, indicative of, oh, this is a great series and I need to do more. But here it feels almost like, well, you had 6 issues. I wish you could have answered more here, but I am still eager to keep reading. So this was really cool. Let me know what you guys think. Let's all root for Absolute Crypto to survive, because what the heck? What the hey, dude? And his parents. We don't know if his parents survived either. But thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you all. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you're new to comics, new to DC Comics, new to Absolute Superman, feel free to go back and enjoy reading this with me and the dogs. And let me know what you think, This is a new take on Superman, so I'm interested in your guys' new takes as well. I want this to succeed. I like Superman. I like Jason Aaron. I have learned to love Rafa Sandoval and Ulises Arreolis. Ulises Arreola. Sorry. So yeah. I don't own issue 7. I don't have the single issue, and volume 2, the trade's not out yet. So I'm either going to have to get that digitally or somehow figure out a way to track down the single floppy issue of issue 7 to keep reading this. But for now, that's been Absolute Superman, Last Dust of Krypton. Thank you guys. Really appreciate your time. I'll catch you later.